What's going on, you guys? How y'all doing today? Before I even start talking, just look how good this bike looks right now in this lighting. I'll hope the camera picks it up. White paint in like a little bit of a dark area. Man, it looks so good. I can't get enough of this intensity white colorway. Seriously. Every time I think like, oh, I kind of want to sell it, I'm just like, I just literally just look at the bike and it changes my mind. Let me actually just like get some videos of this right now for Instagram. This looks too good. I'll just cut back in with you guys once I'm finished. Alright, I just got some sick videos done for Instagram, so I'm definitely going to post those up. You guys will see it before anybody else, or what it's going to be. But in this video I'm going to talk about today is the Yamaha R7 a good beginner bike? Because since this bike came out, it's kind of been a common topic for, can you start on one of these? Should you start on one of these? Is it the best beginner bike? So I'm going to go into it today as someone who's been riding this for the past 8-9 months. So let me hop on this thing, start it up, get on the road, and give you guys my opinion. Alright, let's start this thing up. And if you guys are new to the channel, just a brief overview of what I've done to the bike so far is a full exhaust system. It's tuned, got some levers on here, and then some exterior mods. But performance-wise, a full exhaust and tune. Alright, but now let's head out. Black punch buggy, no punchbacks to all y'all watching, bro. But this bike has been a ton of fun. And I picked it up back in October of 2023, or September. I think it was October. And I've enjoyed it so much. And yeah, I see a lot of talk on this bike on social media on whether it's the best beginner bike, should people start on one of these. So first, let me tell you guys my beginner bike. So I started on a Honda Grom, and that thing is a 125cc bike. Didn't really go over like 60, 65 miles an hour. That's like the top speed. And it was basically like a street legal mini bike, and that's what I first learned on, and that's what really taught me all the basics I needed to know. And then after I was comfortable with every single basic there is to know about motorcycle riding, then I hopped up and I picked up a 2023 R7. I bought this thing brand new off the showroom floor, and just so you guys know what you're getting into, after I added up all the dealer fee, freight fee, and every single cost, this bike was $10,876. So I wouldn't say that this bike is going to be very cheap for a beginner per se. And so let me go through some points on why you should or shouldn't start on one of these. Basically, the R7 is about 700 cc's, and first thing, let me get out the way, is this is not faster than a 600, even though it's more cc's. It's because the R7 only has 2 cylinders, while the 600s have 4 cylinders. So I just want that to make sense to you guys real quick, is R7 has less power than a 600. So power-wise, this thing makes around 72 horsepower. But it makes a ton of torque, and it makes it down low, which makes the bike so fun around the street, and a great street bike, because I don't have to wind out to like 16,000 RPMs to find the power. If I want to find the power, I'll find it at a very low RPM. It doesn't take me searching, so it's there on demand due to that low end torque. And again, a point is why people really like this bike and this motor specifically is because it has all that low end torque, so it'll pop up on you really easily. A lot of people who love doing wheelies, having this low end torque makes it so easy to do, which is awesome, but it is a concern for a brand new rider. Because you're a brand new rider, you're still gonna have to learn the throttle. You're gonna have to learn how much you can give, how little to give at certain points. You need to really understand all the dynamics. Oh, let me take this corner, a little curve. I just couldn't resist that. And I want to focus. But when you're a brand new rider, you need to be so careful with the throttle, especially when you're learning the clutch and learning everything what to do. Because imagine while you're learning the clutch and learning how to get off from first gear, and you get on this bike and give it a little bit too much throttle because of the torque that it has, you're going to go flying off the bike and hurt yourself. I'm sorry, I just had to hit that real quick. No cars in front of me, I couldn't resist. There's literally not a time I come on this road and there's not 5-10 cars in front of me in a line holding up everything. I had to take advantage of it. But hopefully you can enjoy how good this bike sounds. And hopefully that's not rain right there. Oh, nah. But having that low end torque does make it dangerous for a brand new beginner rider who's learning everything. Because if you pull that thing a little bit too much, the bike will loop itself, or you're gonna lose control of it, you know? And you guys don't want to be getting yourself hurt. Trust me. Like when you get into motorcycle riding, you're gonna drop your bike eventually, but you want to take as least of a risk as possible at all times, and that includes what bike you purchase. So power wise, I think this is a little bit too much for a brand new beginner rider with zero experience. I think a brand new beginner rider should start on something that's more forgiving, because this bike isn't going to be as forgiving. What's going to be more forgiving is a Ninja 400, 500, and an R3, MT-03, Z400. That's a power band around there, around that 40 horsepower mark, that's going to be more forgiving than this. And now my next point would be the seat height of this bike. So the seat height on this is 32.9 inches. I'm trying to remember off the fly, I didn't look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's 32.9 inches, right around there. And so it's not a relatively low seat height. I'm 5'10" with a 30-inch inseam, and my feet are just like this. I basically just have the fronts of my feet down and the back are up in the air. So I cannot flat foot this bike. If I want to flat foot, I have to lean it just a hair to the side to do it. And now I've gotten used to it and I don't worry at all about the seat height. But for a brand new rider, it's just another risk that you're adding on that you have to deal with. Because imagine you're already trying to learn the basics of the motorcycle itself. How to work the clutch, how to use your throttle properly, how to use your brakes, how to lean it, everything. And whenever you come up to a stoplight, you also have to deal with the fact that you can't touch the ground for a shorter rider. So it's just another thing you need to take in consideration whenever you're buying any bike, you know, how you fit on it. I'm not saying you can't make it work, and there aren't plenty of people who make it work, but I'm just saying, as a brand new rider, you guys want to focus on learning how to ride a motorcycle. Not getting the fastest motorcycle, not getting the best looking motorcycle, not getting the loudest motorcycle. You want to focus on getting one that's perfect for teaching you what you need to know and the basics. That's where people get caught up, I think, is, oh, this R1 looks so cool, I want to get one. Okay, how much experience do you have? Nothing, but I just like it, so I'm gonna buy it. You guys don't want to do that risk to yourself. It's so easy to get hurt on one of these things, man. So it's why you guys need to take your time. There's literally no rush, because 99% of you people watching this are fairly young, and you guys have your whole life ahead of you. So don't go and rush and hurt yourself, or go rush because you think you're gonna run out of time. Like, come on, I'm 21 years old right now, and I know I got another good 60 years ahead of me, God willing. So I'm not gonna rush the process and buy my dream bike as my first bike and learn on that. I'm gonna enjoy the whole process itself. It's like me when I went from the Honda Grom, which was 12 horsepower. I'm not saying you have to get something that low, but I went from something that was 12 horsepower to then this, which was in the 70s. That jump right there was so exciting for me. And because to be on a bike and enjoy yourself and to have fun, you don't need high horsepower. And you guys will learn that, you know? Even if I was on a dirt bike right now that went 40 miles an hour, I'll still enjoy myself so much. I don't need to have 200 horsepower to know what I need to know and to have fun. Now, I'm not saying don't buy that ever in your life. Trust me, I'm gonna buy the fastest bike I can once I know I'm ready for it, and once I know that I have the appropriate experience. So I know the second I get on there, I can ride it how it's supposed to. And if you guys have never ridden bikes before, trust me, you can get on the slowest bike in the world. You can literally get on a 50cc motorcycle, and you'll have so much fun and feel like you're going a million miles an hour even if you're going 15 miles an hour. That's what I'm saying. Just take your time, guys. And another point about this bike, whether it's a good beginner bike or not, is the cost. So I said this one costed me $10,800 brand new. And your first bike that you get, you're gonna drop it. Y'all are gonna do something to it. You maybe take a corner a little bit too fast and it slides across the road a little bit. You gotta learn some way. It's something I know is inevitable, you know? You take all the precaution that you can, but it's a bike. You're gonna drop it, whether it's at 0 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour. Someday it'll happen. Do you guys want to be dropping a $10,000, $11,000 bike and totaling it, or would you, while you're learning, or would you much rather have your learning curves and your learning mistakes be learned on a bike that's $3,000 or $4,000? It's gonna hurt your pocket way less. Now, thankfully, I have not crashed yet. Knock on paint. I don't know. But when I dropped this bike, I had the first week with it. I think it was like my 5th day riding it. I pulled it into the garage. I was just gonna go to park it. I was like, okay, let me walk it through my garage. And when I went to hop off of it, I didn't have the kickstand down. So I was like, okay, you know, I'll just go walk it. But that didn't work out as planned, and I didn't have enough strength in my leg to hold it up and push the bike up. I was literally dropping this bike for like 10-15 seconds because I hopped off it and I was just like this, trying to push it back up my leg, push it back up my leg, but the angle where it was at was too far gone, so there was nothing I could do to bring it back up. That's before I put on my frame sliders or anything, so I was like, oh, it's gonna get so messed up. So what I did is I literally just like laid down basically after like 15 seconds of trying to pull the bike back up before it fell. Is I like laid myself down, shoved my leg all the way down this side of the bike. So when it went on the ground, the only thing that was touching the ground was my leg, which hurt for a minute, but I saved the paint, I saved the fairing, everything. The only thing that popped out was one of the little turn signals. Popped out a little bit, popped down, that was pretty much it. But I was like, well, no other damage? Okay, perfect. Because I was planning on swapping those anyway. Literally, there's no other damage on the bike that you can visibly see. But imagine doing something like that and not catching it, and you went ahead and bought a more expensive bike than you should have. You know, I just said it's going to hurt your pocket a lot. So, and the only time where I think that you can start on one of these bikes is if you do have some experience. So if you guys have some experience riding dirt bikes or riding a little bit of motorcycles, then I think you can definitely go ahead and start on these ones. But if you are a brand new rider, you don't know anything about the clutch, anything about the friction zone, anything about throttle control, nothing, then don't go pick one of these up as your first bike. It's my personal opinion. But if you have some or just a little bit of experience about riding, then I think you could do it. For example, a lot of younger people who rode dirt bikes, you guys can hop on one of these and you can be okay. Oh, that's sick. That's a good looking color scheme right there on the Beamer. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion, man. So what I would recommend if you have no experience is go pick up anything less than basically like 50 horsepower. That new Ninja 500 or a used Ninja 400 or R3 is perfect for you guys. Or a Honda Grom or a dirt bike. Literally anything to just teach you guys the basics is what you need as your beginner bike. Because it's your beginner bike, you know, you're not going to keep it forever. That's why it's called a beginner bike. You know, you guys can literally always go sell it. You're not stuck with it. That's why I don't understand that thing about, oh, I'm going to outgrow it. First of all, you're not going to outgrow it as quick as you think. Second of all, you can always sell the bike when you want to upgrade. There are new beginner riders every single day. There's always going to be a market for that. So go take your time, go learn the basics, and then step up slowly and slowly and slowly. You guys need to be more concerned about making yourself a better rider first before getting yourself a faster bike first. That's why I love motorcycle riding too, because no matter what bike you're on, it's about your skill as a rider. And trust me guys, I'm not trying to just rain on your parade or make you feel like, ah, this dude said it, but I don't want to listen to him, he's just talking trash. It's like, nah, like, trust me, I just want you guys to be as safe as possible. And if I think what I'm saying right now is going to keep some of you safe and stop y'all from getting hurt, then of course I'm going to say it and I'm going to advise it, you know. I know the lower CC bikes aren't as flashy as this or a 600 or a liter bike, but it's what you guys have to do to stay safe, you know. You only get one life, so make the most of it, man. I'm sorry I couldn't do the bike away, bro. I'm holding my clutch. And like I told y'all earlier in the video, there is no rush to motorcycle riding. Motorcycles are always going to be around. So don't get too ahead of yourself and go severely hurt yourself when you could have just taken the time learning a little bit more. And not getting yourself hurt. And if you guys don't agree with anything I said in this video, feel free just to leave a comment below. If you think I'm wrong, then please go leave it below in the comments. Let's talk about it. You know, I'm not opposed to debating about it or a certain point I made in this video. Not by any means. So if you disagree with me on anything, leave it below in the comments. And if you agree with me on anything, leave it below in the comments as well. You know, I want to know your guys' thoughts on my personal opinions, and I do not know what that person is doing sitting there on the road. But I hope you enjoyed this video nevertheless. Please take care. Please ride safe, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.